Well, good morning there, viewers. Welcome back to the channel. I am still Birdman Johnson. That hasn't changed since last week. We're still playing Dwarf Fortress, which also has not changed since last week. And this is the Fortress of Brightbell, which, as you might imagine, has not changed since last week. We have made a little bit of progress. I moved some of our storage piles, all of our storage piles, well, not this one, indoors. We're working on getting things dumped. I am attempting to tear down... Oh, they are actually doing it. Okay. We're going to tear this down. We're just going to move everything inside. Also, we have the Glassmaker Guild Hall installed here with some mainly ceremonial glass furnaces. Oh, actually, you know what? Now that we have those, we don't really need these. Let's just move all that indoors. We got a wood furnace out here now, actually, which we also don't really need. Alright. Here it is. It hasn't seen too much action. Most of this is fairly high quality furniture, but most of our glass makers are busy making glass, so they haven't spent much time here since we got this finished. The plan for today is to get the crafting quarters as laid out as possible. We've got this. I think the first thing we're going to do, actually, is install some walkways around it. These won't be as wide. Actually, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's make them nice and wide. Since we really won't need that much room for other crafting types, we're going to go ahead and build like 2 of everything. Because it never hurts to have a spare in case somebody is doing a mood. Somebody's getting moody. I don't really know. Let's see, how do I... how do I want to do this here? Do I just build a big old rectangle around this? Maybe that's what I do. Maybe that's what I do. And then we will open up some doorways in this after I'm done laying it out. Don't worry about that. Hopefully I won't make the mistake of entombing our glass guild hall here. Okay, and look at that. They are actually tearing those down, so we can indeed put in some support pillars for decoration, because as I've said before, I do have cave-ins turned off. I suppose sometime I could play with them on, but I don't really want to. Alright, so there's that. Now then, we shall put doorways. How about just right across from the entrances to the glassmaking guild hall? Should this maybe go on an upper level? Possibly, but I want to get work areas installed now. I think I'm okay with this. I think that's probably good enough for our purposes. And then, what we will do is install some flooring, and that's probably, that's going to use up at least most of our available blocks. It's going to use up a lot of them. The stockpile is full for the moment. In the meantime, let me see. I mean, we'll just go down the usual list, right? We'll start with stonemaking, and then move to woodworking. Stonemaking? Yes, we make the stones. We dig sand out of the ground and compact it with hammers until it turns into rocks. And then we smash the rocks into gravel, and grind the gravel into sand, and compact the sand back into rocks. And that's considered a good Tuesday for the dwarves. Would you hurry up and finish ripping up that flooring? No, it's gotta be hard to remove these glass blocks once they're installed. I can't begin to imagine how we are affixing them. They can't possibly just be held in place by gravity and friction, right? Alright, cool. Just put in some walls here. For immersion. Something like that. Okay. Alright, and then we just got to give them a moment to do that. Which is going to look something like that. Let's see, do we have enough doors for all this? What we will do eventually is furnish these and turn them into gathering areas. I like the idea... No, not an armor stand. That makes a terrible door. I like the idea of this fortress having a lot of open public spaces for the citizens to enjoy. Okay, now we got to decide where we're going to put everything else. I think it would be fine for us to do simple square crafting rooms for the rest of it. Let's... add a hallway here. And then we'll start sectioning off the hallway. No, pardon me. We're only going to do a 3 wide. This is really just an access way. The glass-making plaza, let's call it, that gets the nice wide walkways. Everything else is going to be fairly standard. You know, I like to do 3 wide walkways generally. I don't like doing 2 wide because I often have more than 2 dwarves needing to move through a space and it just slows down the movement. But at the same time, 4 is usually pretty prohibitive. We're going with 4 up here, but in some places. But we are still subject to the limitations of physical space, right? Tyranny of space. The idea that our choices are limited by, you know, the physical space in which we're able to operate. That may seem obvious, but you don't necessarily think about it very much. Okay, then we need some doorways, and we will go ahead and put doorways here, first of all. We'll just keep this going, because I think this is going to work very nicely. Oops. I kind of hate it when I'm in a place and it's got, you know, multiple sets of double doors like this. I realize it's just for traffic control, but stop trying to control my traffic. Let me move. Let me move. All right. Of course, in some places, they do that to slow down mass shooters, because that's something we got to think about in the modern world. We're not going to get that heavy today. All right, there's that. Now, question. Do I have enough blocks to floor this? No, I do not. Okay. Well, I mean, that's fine. We'll just, you know, we just need to give them a chance to fill in all of this and refill the block pile. I'm not sure how much purpose there would be. We got 24 glass furnaces here, churning out blocks. Well, pardon me, we have like 20 of those are actually churning out blocks. Some of them are dedicated to sand collection. Oh. And in fact, we're missing one. Yes, the closest Gabbro block will be perfectly acceptable. Although, actually, you know what? Since we've got several, well, 4 up top that are dedicated, that can only gather sand, we don't really need all those dedicated. There, that should be fine. Okay, and then unfortunately it's going to take a long time for this to fill back up. But not very long from your perspective. That's probably enough for now. Also, I'm bored and I don't want to wait for it anymore. So, let's come back up here. We have outfitted this a little bit. We put in a bunch of benches and statues in the area here. These are all meeting areas now. Let's begin, shall we? I think it will be fine. We'll start right here. We will turn off boxes. I think it will be fine for us to just kind of do like this. And maybe like this. Okay, start with that. And we'll prioritize this right here. And then as much of this as we can get. Oh, cool. Okay. This one on the left here is going to be our stoneworking area, I think. Again, we don't need a lot, but we don't need none. You know, so we'll get that filled in. We'll put in a couple of masons shops, a crafting shop, obviously a mechanics workshop, something like that. Probably 2 of each, really. Is that everything that needs rock? Mason, craftsdwarf, mechanic. Yeah, that'll do it. We can meet our needs with probably 6 workshops. Mechanisms we're going to need a fair number of, I think. That just seems to be the case for most fortresses. We are relying on traps, not as much as in previous forts, but we will be putting some defensive drawbridges around the perimeter to shield our fortifications. Okay, and for right now we just have to let them work. I have been thinking about playing around with some other versions of Dwarf Fortress. Obviously, I've said this several times already. The Steam version is on the list. We will be trying that at some point. I'll probably go into that blind, so y'all can enjoy seeing me learn the new game. I do want to play other previous releases of Dwarf Fortress. I think the next one we'll do is the first release with Z levels, whichever one that was. And I was also thinking about doing some Long Dark. Now, if you are watching this, and there is a particular Dwarf Fortress mod, hack, whatever the term is, that you would like to see on the channel, please drop a comment, and I will probably throw it into the rotation. Boy, this takes a while. Let's see what's going on in the rest of the fort. What? Okay, yeah, fine, just do it. We got a lot of animals over here. Why don't we train some of these for war? So, I like to keep 2 breeding males and 4 breeding females, and then everyone else can be a war dog. Although, I don't remember how it works. I think trained males can't breed, but trained females can. Something like that. 2 males. 2, 3, 4 females. Okay, cool. Apparently I only searched for Og. These have been trained, and they are available. Have they actually been assigned? Looks like they may have been assigned. No, they don't have names yet. So, oh well, I don't know. It doesn't matter. We do have some pigs here. Sow. We can go ahead and do this. We'll keep the youngest ones and slaughter all the older ones. There we are. And that'll give us meat and leather. Not that we're hurting right now. We could use a few prepared meals. Okay, we got plenty of wine. What's going on with the rest of this? Okay, I guess we just have a bunch of plump helmets that we haven't brewed yet. Is it an issue of containers? Glass pot. Make 50 more of those, I guess. Seems good. What is all this in here? Just things that haven't been moved into the armor stockpile yet, I guess. We'll be able to offload some of that when the traders next come around. It was foolish of me to make all that leather armor. It seems that dwarves who have been told to equip metal won't do leather, even as a substitute. But I'm not going to switch them all over to leather kit, because I don't actually want them wearing leather armor. It's not that good. No statues in this corridor here. I don't want to impede progress. There they go. See, they all rush to do this. I don't know why it's taken so long to make all the blocks we need. We can't finish that section of wall because there's a block there. Is that it? Yeah-huh. Well, somebody can feel free to pick that up and move it and put it where it goes. Nope, they immediately suspended it again. Oh, boy. Oh, you know what we should do? Support pillars. Even if they don't do anything, they make me feel better having them. Also, in case I do decide to turn on cave-ins at some point, for some reason. Oh, wouldn't it be hilarious to rig up the entire Ziggurat to collapse? Let it fill up with enemies and then just drop the whole thing on them? Wouldn't that be incredible? Maybe we should do a Sky Fortress sometime. That could be entertaining. I'll add it to the list. Oh, I also at some point want to try doing an underwater fortress. It's possible, I've just never done it before. So that could be an interesting experiment. Oh boy. Alright, there's no point sitting here watching this. So we won't. Alright. Okay, these are installed. Let's start putting in some workshops. And the workshops are all going to be made out of green glass as well. Something like this. Actually, let's do like this, since they don't need space between them. Unlike actual human workers, the dwarves do not require personal space. Where'd they go? There. Let's see, that's roughly the middle. Cool. Okay. That'll work. Now we need a custom stone stockpile. Well, there it is. I already have it queued up for some reason. That can go there. And actually, something I should do... What am I doing? There we go. Is leave room for decoration, because this is also going to be their guild hall. Should probably be checking the quality of these, but most of what we're producing right now is masterwork, so I'm actually not that worried about it. We will assign this to the Mason Hall. Oh, well, hold it. Maybe we won't. What needs it more? Craft dwarves. There we go. That can be the Furnace of Trumpets. Perfect. What's the value of that? It's decent. Hold on a second. Check our glassmaker guild real quick. How are there more dwarves in the Crafts Dwarfs Guild than there are in the Glassworker Guild? Alright, whatever. It's whatever. Oh, this is also ready, so we may as well go ahead and install some carpenter's shops here. Now, as for this one, what did I just do? Nope, carpenter. Okay. What else needs wood? The bowyer? The crafter? Well, that's really it, isn't it? I guess we can put a wood-burning furnace in here? Yeah, okay, cool. So, over here we'll put a wood furnace in case we need that. Okay. We'll also put in a bowyer's shop right here. Sounds good. And then a couple of craftsdwarf shops. Beautiful. Tables here. Chairs here. Statues here. Fantastic. We go here. We go here. We have 1 carpenter, 5 woodworkers, no bowyers, 4 woodcutters, no furnace operators, no woodcrafters, no wood burners. Okay. 1 engineer. That doesn't help us here. Okay then, this can be the woodworker hall, I guess. Yeah, the leafy hide. Sure, that works for me. Oh, and this can also be a wood stockpile now. Will the items in the stockpile affect in any way the value of the room? I do not know. I do know that we should get on... While we're waiting for that to happen, we can be installing our next set of walls. Go down here. Now, slight problem with this is that this looks different, so this will be something else. Nope, stop. Something like this. And then we can just knock out a couple of these. There we go. I don't know what this is going to be. Storage, maybe? That could make good furniture storage. And I already know we don't have enough blocks to floor this, so we'll give that some time. Kind of wondering if anything is going to happen after the seasonal autosave. I suppose the only way to find out is to wait and see. So, yeah, by the way, we're making good progress on killing all these pigs. How are we doing on the pots? Oh, we're doing very well on the pots. Okay, cool. Lavish meals, please. And brew drinks, please. And by please, I mean now. You know this. We'll save the leather for clothing, I suppose. Since we don't really need it for armor, we'll be trading away all of our leather armor to the next caravan, whether they want it or not. That's how that is going to work. Interesting thing I didn't realize before, trap components get sorted into the weapon stockpile. I might have put them in furnishings myself, but that's me. Look at all these bags we have. Why are these not filled with sand at this exact moment? Do that. I guess because we're waiting for them to get the order. Oh, we had an artifact during one of those cuts. Here it is. Rampart Justice, a perfect green glass gem, 7,200 dwarf bucks. I'm not expecting much from this. Okay. Encircled with bands of baguette-cut green glass gems. There are gems on top of gems. Features an image of dwarves in green glass, of course. The dwarves are laboring. The artwork relates to the foundation of Brightbell by the Paddle of Confidence of the trustworthy relic in the early spring of 150. Okay. That's a fine piece. We will at some point install that in a place of honor, I guess. That could even go in the Glassworkers Guild. I don't know. At some point we need to move the mayor indoors. Hey, did we ever tear this down? We did. Okay. Trying to be a little clever about this, so that the dwarves don't... Wait a sec. That ain't right. There we go. So that the dwarves don't get trapped or have blocks floating in space, because both those things annoy me. Look at that. A masterpiece, large green glass pot. Fantastic. Masterpiece pig leather shoe. Wonderful. Masterpiece sow skull totem. It's a beautiful thing. We're creating so many wonderful works of art that I will force the merchants to take whether they want them or not, because I don't want them here. Those are not here for us. Milk animal, make cheese, shear animal, spin thread. I don't know if we have anything to do that with, but we'll go ahead and give it a shot. We are getting through the clothing. Do we actually have enough cloth to finish this? Looks like we got plenty of wool. Probably, yeah, not enough pigtail. Okay. Remove these. Yarn robe. Yarn shirt. Nope. Yarn tunic. Yarn coat. Yarn vest. Cest. Yarn cest. Yarn cloak. Yarn trousers. Yarn gloves. Yarn mittens. Yarn caps. Yarn hoods. Yarn socks. And yarn shoes. Probably the most useless one on the list, but we're gonna roll with it because it's available. Oh yeah, we have these. I think these guys have all been disarmed. What enchanted that their goblin poet? Interesting. Is that an enemy? So it is. I guess they brought their skald to write the legend of the battle. And now this is happening. So that's cool. Good for them. It'll teach them to assert their supremacy over us. Gonna end up as a sacrifice. That's what you get. Why have these not been furnished yet? Why is this not happening? How come when I tell you to do things, they don't immediately happen, huh? You want to answer me that, Dwarferinos? No. Okay. Well, what now? It's almost time for the seasonal autosave. How long have I been recording? Not long enough. So I guess we'll just wait for that and see what happens. Okay, it's spring now. We're finishing up flooring this room, gradually getting stones moved into the stockpile. The dwarves don't seem too keen to carry the boulders all the way from over here. But we do have this goblin poet chained up here, so we're going to bring over the humorous lashes. And actually, I'm going to look at this goblin. Okay, the only items in its inventory are its tears. Her tears. Oh, she's already injured. Got a bad leg. Well, it's about to get a lot worse. It's about to get so much worse. Here they come. We'll just gang beat the prisoners one at a time. You know, as you do. Oh boy. Alright, I think this will be our clothing area. We'll put leatherworking somewhere. We'll give that its own chamber. Why not? Why not, indeed? We shouldn't have too many large guilds forming. Just because 90% of our industry is going to be green glass. Not even the good glass, it's the cheapest kind of glass. But look at our fortress wealth. This is just from the glass. It's amazing. Oh boy. Weapons, 300 dwarf bucks in wealth. Oh, they already beat the goblin to death. Alright, cool. Okay. Go ahead and get the next one on there. Why not? Remove the cage. Right, I forget they're called terraria. Alright, this can go in the, whatever, they'll deal with it. Sorry, what was that? Oh, Zambuku. Thought it said zombie something. Hey, I don't think that word's even in the dictionary. Weirdly. Oh, look at all the war dogs. Okay, we are so ready to go the next time we get sieged. It is spring now, so I'm hoping that elves will soon arrive. Is anybody getting on this goblin thing here? Anybody doing that? No. Alright, stand down the militia. I'll call them back over once we've got somebody for them to beat on. What are you doing? Oh, you're gonna go chain up that goblin. One of the soldiers is just gonna go do that. Shoot, I want something to wail on. Alright, come on. Kill it. Make it dead. Go get. That wasn't one of the soldiers. Well, we got a mace dwarf over here, and it's dead. Oh yeah, that was the guy. Nice. Next. No. Goblin. Gablin. Is this okay? All right, over here then. We need a clothier's shop. And a second clothier's shop. Let's see, we'll need a loom. A farmer's workshop, I guess. In fact, let's put these in some semblance of order. Farmer's workshop goes here. Transitions to the loom. We should put in a crafter's shop. Nope. And a... yeah, I guess a diary? Why not, right? Yeah, good use for our barrels that we don't really need. Okay. Now, if I order a cloth stockpile put in, that is both thread and cloth. Wonderful. We should let them finish installing that floor. Here comes the guy now, because otherwise I have a feeling it's going to get in somebody's way. Yeah, we got more pigs. Soon they will be eaten. Because unfortunately, that's kind of all you can do with domestic swine is eat them. Are you doing that? Nope, what are you doing? Really all you can do with pigs is eat them, because... I mean, you can't... There are hairy pigs, but I don't think their hair is really worth... I don't think they're worth shearing on the regular, you know? They don't lay eggs. You can milk a pig, and supposedly pig milk's pretty good, but they don't make very much of it. So they're not really worth milking, but they are, comparatively to other livestock, easy to raise, and they have a pretty good output. And their meat is so incredibly versatile. Ashery? Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted a dyer. What the? Hang on now. W. Dyer. Oh, okay. In that case... Oh, I can't... Can I not use... We cannot use green glass pots for the diary. How annoying. Alright. As you were, dwarves. Let's try this again. Oh, good. Okay, yeah, cloth. Wunderbar. Put that there. Oh. PX. Right, I just don't know what I'm doing. As usual, what else is new, hey? Gotta remember to do this part. I suppose I could be personalizing these more, but I'm not gonna. Okay, this will be the guild hall of, let's see, who do we have? Let's have a look here. No, not that. I'm gonna craft. We really should do a separate crafts dwarf guild hall, probably for the number that we have. 1 weaver, 1 clothier, 24 farmers. This is not the right area for that. Tanners, dyers, planters, herbalists. Okay, looks like it's going to be clothiers, just to assign it to someone. There you are. Cool. The 1 clothier, yeah, mechanical ropes. Sounds great. That definitely conveys a sense of clothiering to me. Why did we stop this? Why are we stopping anything? Are the vultures back? No. I see a lot of Crundles, and a cave dragon's still down there. A wild troll. I guess we didn't actually read this, but everything was fine. Hang on, we got a troll with a name. Can I see anything here? Dang the troll? I don't know, man. We got another gobbo out here? Nope, they're still working on it. Okay. What are you doing? Is that a goblin tooth? Is that what you're carrying? Yeah, that's a goblin tooth. Neat. You went over there to grab 1 tooth. That is all you're prepared to commit to. How delightful. We're almost out of here, so I won't bother doing another cut. What do we need? What do we need to do? We need to get a leatherworker's shop installed. Let us keep that near the clothier's shop. That's awfully big. So if we do it here, then we go like here-ish. Yeah, fantastic. All right. Then we have this weird little room here that nobody can get into. What should that be? Because that provides access to one of our security rooms. Well, maybe we just knock a hole in the wall there. And maybe we knock a hole in the wall over here. And we'll make that something. That could be our hospital, I guess. We could do with an actual... Why are people injured? Huh. I don't know. Oh. Something happened. I think that goblin we were trying to... Yeah, I think that goblin got out and was attacking livestock, is what happened. All the way up here? Wow. Alright. Anyway, next. Don't screw up this time. I know that's really helpful advice. I've complained about unhelpful managers a lot here on the channel. That is one that continually drives me insane, is when the advice is simply either useless or utterly incomprehensible. I mean, for me, I've probably told this story before, but for me, the highlight will always be that time a crackhead held me hostage for 20 minutes at 2 in the morning, blaming us, the store, for his smoking habit, because our pharmacists were trying to poison him. And he insisted that he had gone to medical school in, he pronounced it Zurich, the University of Zurich, and was rated as the 3rd top lawyer in the world. Yes, this man was a medical doctor and the 3rd rated lawyer on the entire planet. When I told my manager about this, he paused for a second and then told me that the best thing I could do was focus in and move forward on driving results. And then asked me if that made sense. I said yes, because I didn't want to keep having that conversation. Still, however, not the most useless manager I've ever worked with. That guy actually, he did know what he was doing. He was pretty good at the part where he actually operated the store. It was the interpersonal stuff where he struggled, and I did learn a lot from working for him. So that was fine. My current managers of my current job are completely worthless human beings. And if they've found this channel, hi guys! How you doing? Alright. This is just evolving into me ranting about work, so I think that's where we're going to call it. It's been long enough anyway. What are we going to do? What are we going to do between things? I'll try to get some more workshops laid out, because y'all don't really need to watch all of that. We'll finish with this. We'll do whatever this is going to be. This will be housing and such. And then the food area down here. And it'll be a good time. Of course, we still need to do this. Is that exciting? Oh my goodness. Alright, that'll do it for now. Hey folks, thanks for watching. Thanks to those of you who are subscribed to the channel. Thanks to those of you who are not yet subscribed to the channel, but intend to be at some point. And thanks as always to those of you watching this without ever intending to subscribe to the channel. You've seen what I have to offer, you enjoy watching it, and you've decided, no, I don't need to see this every time it comes up, every time this guy posts something. Once in a while, when my feed randomly recommends it, is good enough for me. You guys count too. Every view counts. Especially on a channel this small. We will be back here next week with some more Dwarf Fortress. Horror content on Saturdays, lots of other stuff on the channel, if you want it. As I already said earlier in the episode, feel free to drop a comment if there's something else you'd like to see on this channel, something you'd like me to see on your channel. It's fair game down there. Alright. As usual, I'm going to let this idle for a while and see what happens. I will catch you folks next time, and until then, let's pick a good spot to linger on. Here we go. Until next time, Birdman out.